Hey guys, it's James here again, and we are back today with a pretty old school pistol review. Now, back in the day, I used to have a H&K USP made by Umarex. Now, it was fixed slide, it was a USP. It was amazing. It was such a nice looking gun. It was relatively accurate, there's no blowback, nothing like that. It was a very, very nice replica, but realism was lacking. And it was a popular gun. I know loads of people had it, but in the end, I actually sold it. I kind of regret it. But it was one of those things, I needed space in the locker for something else, and it just didn't deliver me that realism that I wanted personally as a collector. Then this came out. Now this is Umarex's latest version of the USP. Now some of you notice it doesn't have the red detailing down here as the old one did. However, it does that. Now this is a fully open, it's an open breech pistol, blowback replica of the USP. Now the USP is pretty iconic. It's a very, very iconic gun. It's been in games, movies, you know, police forces and agencies across the world use it. So it's really nice to have a fully licensed H&K USP. So what we'll do is we'll move into the spec, show you around the gun a little bit closer, just show you what it does, what it doesn't do, and then we'll move on to a bit of shooting because, you know, I'm guessing that's probably why most of you are here, because you want to see this thing in action. Okay, so being a licensed replica, it does have all of the markings on that you could ever dream of. So obviously you've got your H&K USP on the front. The only thing I'm a little bit disappointed is it's got 4.5 on it rather than the actual calibers that you can buy this in. Is what it is, it's nothing major. You've got the nice detailing on the safety as well, with your red and your white, so you can see quite clearly what's going on with your safety catch. USP on the bottom. Now, going back to the original one, I actually preferred the red inlay that it had on the USP. However, this is more true to the real version, so it is what it is. Flipping it over, you got a few more bits and pieces here saying it's a licensed replica. Obviously it is. And then something I really like, it's actually got H&K in white detailing on the side here. Okay, so that's the detailing sorted. So let's look at some of the things that it does and it doesn't do. And obviously, being a blowback gun, the slide works. So you need a way at the end, obviously, when it last shot, or if you want to load it, of just holding the slide back. So the slide release catch does function and does work on this gun here. Now, if you want it ready to shoot, obviously, release it down, good to go. If you realise for whatever reason you don't want to shoot, you know, you just want to play with the switch or whatever, if you push this all the way down, it releases the hammer to half cock position. So you can either fire off your shot, it's not as crisp as if you leave it completely cocked, but it's a predictable trigger, so it doesn't really matter. So as I say, you can go to half cock, you can fire, or if you want, you can push it up into safe. Now pushing it up into safe still lets you manipulate the pistol, so if you want to pull the trigger, you can, doesn't do anything. If you want to rack the slide back, you can still do that, so you can make clear, you can empty, you can unload, whatever. But you cannot fire it. Even when it's cocked, it will not fire. But if you return it back to fire, fires like so. That's a really neat feature. It's something I like. It's good that it actually works. Some guns will only have safe and only have fire. Not all of them will have the working decocking lever. The sights on it as well are nice and clear. They are dotted, so you can line the white dots up in front of you. Makes target acquisition really simple, really easy. I'll show a close-up of that so you can actually see that a little bit better. But again, it's a nice feature that they put on. Now, apart from the slide release catch and the safety catch, there's not really much else to mention. One thing I will mention, a final point really, is the magazine release catch. Now this goes back to sort of the James Bond P99 era, and several other pistols as well, where it's actually in the bottom of the trigger guard, which is helpful. It's in the right place. If you've got the pistol up in front of you, drop it like so. You're not having to adjust your grip to release your magazine so that you can bring the next one up and carry on firing. So that's a really handy place for it to be. So anyway, less of me waffling on. What we'll do is I'll show you how to load the pistol. And obviously the CO2, being a dropout magazine, goes into the base of the pistol here. Now I'm not going to show you the loading. It's been covered millions of times. It's a very, very common way of loading pistols. So if you've got one of your own, you know, it will show you exactly what to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load this up. We're going to shoot a target out at, I don't know, 5-7 yards, something like that, a nice sensible range. Get a rough group. Obviously this is a plinking pistol. It's not a target grade pistol or anything like that. So this is just going to be a fun bit of plinking. And we'll fire off the rounds and see what it can do. As far as I'm concerned, if it can hit a Coke can size sort of group, so if you're plinking in your garden or you're out with your mates just shooting targets or whatever, that for me is my benchmark. So I'm not looking for 5 groups that you would with an air gun or an air rifle, shall I say. Just basically, can it hit a Coke can it hit normal targets at sensible ranges, and you know, is it fun? Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I've just put my target out. It's a shoot and see targets, hopefully you'll be able to see something coming from it. Now, a couple of disclaimers. One, I can't shoot pistols to save my life, literally. And two, as long as I can get plinking accuracy from this gun, which essentially for me is all I ever want from it, that'll be me happy. So I'm going to fire 10 rounds, I'll see from this dropout magazine at the target behind us, and we'll see what groupings we can get from it. Okay guys, so that was 10 rounds. Let's go and have a look. So that there is the targets. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 rounds on there that I can see. Shooting a little bit low and slightly to the right. Again, that could be me, but you could hit a Coke can with that. So that's me happy enough. So I've got a couple more rounds left in the magazine, so I'm just going to blat away and we'll have a bit more fun. So that's me all finished, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. You've learned a little bit more, and obviously you've seen it in action. Now, I've got a bit of a soft spot for these guns, so I'm a little bit biased. Now, I did miss having a USP in my collection. It's such a sleek looking gun. I love the flare on the bottom of the trigger guard. I love the look of it. It's that perfect kind of blend between a big full-size duty gun, but still slightly edged and curved, and it's a tidy looking pistol. If somebody said to me, imagine a pistol, that's what it's going to look like. Now Umarex, have done a really faithful copy of this. Well done to those guys there. If you want to check these out, in the UK at least, they're now coming in through John Rothery, not Armex. Obviously there was a bit of a swip up there. So all Umarex guns now coming in through John Rothery. So if any of your RFDs have got a count with them, if you see anything Bisley or anything like that, then they will do. Feel free to get one in. It's really nice. It's a really good replica. Not the cheapest one on the market, but you get what you pay for. So anyway guys, any questions, any comments, feel free to put them in the box below. Feel free to like the video as well if you've liked what you've seen. It helps us out no end. And obviously if you want to see more from us, feel free to subscribe. But until next time guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.